with us now to talk about the so-called whole government approach the Trump administration is taking when it comes to immigration enforcement. I'd like to welcome in the president of the National Border Patrol Council, Paul Perez, who took part in the vice president's border visit there yesterday. Paul, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. You were there yesterday firsthand. We heard from the vice president. What was your primary takeaway?
So the primary takeaway that I saw, so he brought the Secretary of Defense and he brought the DNI, and Governor Abbott was there as well as the leaders of the military for Texas and the U.S. on the border. So what we saw was a great addition to help us out on the border with the military. The DOD brings expertise, they bring capabilities that we don't have with the Border Patrol, so they're helping us out. They are definitely a game changer for us because the cartels have an unlimited budget. They've got a lot of time on their hands to think about their next move because of the pressure that's been put on Mexico as well by the presidential administration of Donald Trump. So it's really, really good that they came out here to see and hear from us, those of us that are on the front lines. It's a really good thing.
So you're saying it's a good thing. Are you surprised to see, this level of high-ranking official visiting the border, particularly, we're, about a month and a half into this new administration?
No, I'm actually not, because President Trump made clear to the American public, to those people during the election and since the election, that his primary focus was going to be to secure this border. And so it just goes to the level of trust that everybody should have in President Trump and following through on what he said he was going to do. So I'm not surprised that he brought the vice president brought the Secretary of Defense and the DNI with him, because they're really, really paying attention to what's going on the border because of the level that the cartels have had access to under the previous administration. We're shutting it down now.
Talk about the differences at the border from your perspective since President Trump took office.
Oh my God, it's night and day. So under President Biden, we had no manpower to patrol. All of our manpower was taken to process and release, expedited release of these people that were coming in claiming asylum. And they took all of the manpower. Their focus was not on border security, but rather on releasing as many people as we could, so that they could be removed into be released into the country. So it's night and day. Now we've got a full posture of standing on the line, having our agents forward deployed to areas that we hadn't patrolled in the 4 years that Biden was in office. So it's really, really changed.
All right, so last question for you. We heard there at the end of Ali Bradley's report that there is still kind of this assumption that the cartel will strike again. It's not a matter of if, but when. We have seen this big drop in the number of crossings, but we are also seeing more troops being sent there to the southern border. What do you think happens next?
So we're ready for whatever it is they want to do. We know that they're not going to sit idly by, but they also have to take into account exactly what President Trump said. He will go after the cartels. He's not afraid to do so. If they harm any of our agents, if they harm any of our citizens, there's going to be hell to pay for them, and they know that. So they've got to walk. They've got to be careful where they walk and how they do it, because President Trump isn't playing games.
All right. Well, President of the National Border Patrol Council, Paul Perez, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.